I don't think AJ's old enough to remember that. Ajay Amlani, who is the CEO of Aware. Aware is a really credible identity infrastructure company, and it's really interesting because they sell biometric identity software to government agencies and enterprises that have to establish basically who a person is.
Yes.
AJ, would you, first of all, welcome to the show, man. Good to see you, and we need to get you in San Diego.
Absolutely. I'd love to be able to come by and visit. I'm actually coming for a Department of Homeland Security set of meetings actually in about 3 weeks.
Okay,
So
we're going to spend an hour with you in studio. By the way, it's not a big ask to come to San Diego. I mean, we had weather of 80 degrees for a couple of weeks, and we almost all of us moved out of town. We didn't know where else to move, so we just stayed. It's back to 70. Talk about my intro there, because you guys have made sort of a strategic shift. The more I look at this, and you know I'm digging deep into you guys because our off-air conversations, but this awareness platform is really interesting. Talk about that and talk about what that does for maybe the audience that hasn't seen you before.
Yeah, absolutely. So governments for a long time have been deploying biometrics at scale. I mean, back in 2003, when I first was on the founding team of the Department of Homeland Security, we deployed biometrics for everybody coming into the country to verify that they are who they say they were. And what governments realized is that they wanted a multi-vendor ecosystem so that they didn't have to be handcuffed to any one particular vendor. They wanted the ability to be able to use the best-in-class biometric technology and the best type of biometric for the different use cases that they had. So they actually hired Aware for our orchestration capabilities. It's a term that basically allows you to be able to use multiple vendors and allows the customer to be in control of the biometrics. Well, now that cameras are actually available on every single forward-facing laptop, every single forward-facing camera on a cell phone, now commercial companies are really getting behind it, and they're recognizing that biometrics are the way to verify not just that you are who you say you are, but that you're actually a human as well. And it's a very convenient, easy check. People are face IDing multiple times a day. And so what now customers in the commercial sector as well as government are recognizing is a significant need to be in control of all of the biometric vendors and choose which ones you want to deploy for different use cases, whether it's for consumers, whether it's for aviation coming into the country, whether it's for logging in or setting up a new online financial services account. There's lots of different use cases, and having flexibility and control of your ecosystem is what the awareness platform can actually bring you.
I think it's what's interesting for me is it's not just who you are, but it's if you are a human. And that's something we didn't have to think about 10, 15 years ago. Right? I mean, my mom wasn't getting phone calls from me in Costa Rica supposedly saying, send me $5,000 to get me back home, because you couldn't clone my voice like that. And you couldn't clone the video that you see of, let's say, Joe Rogan endorsing Dove dishwashing detergent. I mean, it's not just a matter of who now. It's a matter of how real is it? That's got to be the biggest challenge technology-wise, at least for consumers to wrap their head around. How about you guys? I mean, is that something that you guys have to have front and center all the time?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So what we did is we pioneered technology back in 2014, believe it or not. We wrote all the patents on it, called liveness technology. And there's a few other organizations that have also been able to take this technology and be able to run with it as well. And what we're doing is verifying that you're a live human in front of the camera that actually uses like light reflection off of your skin. It uses a bunch of different ambient signals, motion of your face, little micro movements of your face in front of the camera that verify that you're a live human in front of the camera. And it only takes like fractions of a second to be able to do. So it's super convenient to use. And all of these sensors, as I mentioned, are all out there. So we actually have 75 issued patents as Aware. We've been a company in existence since 1986. We've been publicly traded since 1996. And there hasn't been a more relevant time for biometrics than today, because human in the loop is a very big component of all of the AI discussions that are happening in the world today. You have autonomous systems on AI, basically handshakes, deals being done. But you need to have verification that the AI is actually acting on behalf of a human and can go back to the human to be able to verify their identity. This is a term that we coined actually at Department of Defense when we were thinking about warheads on foreheads, right? With autonomous systems and drones and all kinds of other things like that. And you needed to have a human in the loop in the kill chain to be able to decide that. Well, guess what? You need a human in the loop now to be able to conduct transactions. And going back to that human and verifying humanness is one of the core pillars of biometric technology.
Ajay Amlani is the CEO of Aware Incorporated, ticker symbol AWRE. Ajay, I'm assuming and I'm hoping when it comes to the government and all this data and the biometrics and stuff, that it's shared cross-platform. Don't scare me and say that it's not.
What do you mean by cross-platform? That's way above my pay grade.
Well, I
I
mean,
know
like,
you and AJ have this very
sorry,
mano-a-mano relationship.
different agencies that are tasked with keeping us safe in the United States, are they sharing the information like they should be?
Yeah, is there a best practices
Yeah.
sort of deal that you guys are presenting? Because man, you guys have the panacea to this thing. I hope everybody needs to jump on. Is what I think Mike's
Right.
saying.
Yeah, listen, like we're the enablement technology behind the scenes. So there's lots of countries that are talking to each other to like basically share information. That's up to them. That's up to the different data sharing agreements that they have in terms of how to and what information to be able to share amongst themselves. What we do is we provide the enablement technology that allows them to be able to do that with the flip
Okay.
of the switch. And we can secure that. We can basically allow them to be able to do that at will. And now that can also apply to the private sector, but you want to make sure that privacy is at the forefront of the design of the system. We build it in with privacy by design up front to make sure that basically we adhere to all of the privacy principles of the different regions up front to alleviate any concerns that people have about running the risk of compliance issues.
Hey, AJ, before I let you get out of here, what do you think personally is driving the urgency for government agencies to modernize now? Because I think this is something guys like you, and I've talked to you off air, you've been banging the drum in this a lot longer than the last couple of years. I mean, it's obvious where Aware fits in that opportunity. But why do you think now? Is it because I would say 9/11 would have been a good time to start. I mean, I think I'm not going to say things have gotten worse or better. I think things are pretty much even in terms of threats. Maybe they're worse, but why not? Why now versus why didn't they start earlier, in your opinion?
Yeah, I'll tell you, there was a big boom for biometric technology post 9/11. To your point, you're 100% right. It really did skyrocket the amount of funding that went into it, the number of companies, the multi-billion-dollar companies that were built at that time. Well, now what's actually driving that is online fraud, online ability to be able to pretend like you're somebody that you're not, and our ability to be able to protect against bad actors that are AI enabled with all of the different democratized tools that are now at their fingertips for less expensive prices. You can pretend like you're anybody online, and you can basically create your own name. You can create your own social security numbers. You can create anything. So, but identity lives in our human bodies. And so the only way to translate the human body identity to a digital system is through biometric technology with liveness technology, which is what Aware has always been patented for, and what companies frequently are turning to us to be able to deliver.
Plan it in your calendar here.
Yeah.
We want you in studio. We need you for an hour, and then we get to hang out and talk to you. So we're only gonna need you for 3-4 days. So we won't take too much of your time. I want you in studio. It'd be so interesting to have you here. AJ, thanks so much.
Ajay Amlani, CEO, Aware Incorporated, ticker symbol AWRE.